we'll talk about Zombieland, which is actually the debut film for its director. And Jonathan, why don't you give us a little overview?
Zombieland takes place in what was once America, but is now honestly not America. It's been overrun by zombies, and it's survival of the fittest. And we learn how to survive through this young adult's own survival guide that he makes up. And you learn this list along the way, like from rules 1 up to 33, I think. And eventually towards the end, I mean, you kind of learn that the most important rule is enjoy the little things.
Yes.
But it takes us the adventures of him along with some other characters on how to survive in America now that every minute you're the meal.
Every minute you're the meal. Yeah, the survivors are very few. It reminds me a little bit of the 28 Days films, 28 Days Later. This is a kind of road movie. There are 4 principal characters. Tallahassee, played by Woody Harrelson, who's a sort of tough dude, AK toting, shoot first, ask questions later, but give me a Twinkie. He's all about the Twinkies, and he's looking.
Man in the movie too. He's awesome.
It is narrated by Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Columbus. Their names are indicative of where they're trying to get to. He's from Columbus, Ohio, wants to get home to see if his parents are okay. Harrelson is from Tallahassee, Florida. And Eisenberg's a really interesting character, I think. He's sort of this nerdy, very smart, kind of timid fellow.
He reminds me a lot of Michael Cera.
He does remind us a lot of Michael Cera, who's sort of sensitive, and not quite, making it with the women, at least initially, but clearly longing to do that. You might remember him from Adventureland, which was set in an amusement park, and one of his first roles was in The Squid and the Whale, which was a terrific performance for him. So he's kind of coming of age, and I thought he did a really nice job, actually, in the role he plays, and in kind of holding the whole movie together, because he's the link that connects us with Harrelson's character and with the 2 women they meet, who are sisters.
Kind of brush her hair back.
Yeah, exactly. Emma Stone, who you remember from Superbad, who plays Wichita, and her kid sister, Abigail Breslin, who kind of, surprised us all and delighted us all in Little Miss Sunshine, and has so come of age that even she can wield a gun and drive a car. But she's still enough of a kid that she wants to go to this amusement park in Southern California. So after they've connected these 4 people, that's where they're headed, because they figure there won't be zombies in an amusement park.
Of course not. How could there be? It's going to be happy.
Hey, they like roller coasters too.
Yeah, everyone does.
I
I think the narration was very well done for this. Like the dialogue which was written for it.
Yes.
It was humor, very based, and also had it described a lot, but yet it kept you laughing the entire time. Like about how rule, I think number 3 was don't get caught with your pants down.
Yes.
And the narration for it was like somehow the zombies could always smell when you're in the bathroom. It's like they knew you were there, so I liked the cleverness of the writing.
Yeah, I thought the script was pretty good too. I mean, this is a zombie movie. We have lots of blood and gore. I mean, they like to go for the intestines. We see lots of frothing extras, with blood, sweeping out of their mouths. But, it reminds me a bit of Shaun of the Dead, I suppose, which is also a comic take on this whole kind of genre of movie making.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you remember
I
that.
think it's America's version of Shaun of the Dead, almost.
Yeah. But for me, it has something more than that too, because of the humanity of the 4 main characters and the way that they bond. I mean, at the beginning, Harrelson would just as soon shoot, Eisenberg's character as to pick him up in his SUV, but they eventually connect. And then the 2 women, of course, turn the tables on the 2 guys when they first meet them in that grocery store scene.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny. But eventually, they're all in this together, and they realize that if they're going to make it. It's better with 4 of them who are not zombies than 1 or 2.
And you know who branched them all together? Cameo by Bill Murray.
You're not supposed to say that. That's sort of.
Everyone knows. It says in beginning credits.
Nah. Yeah, I guess he's there, but you don't know what he's going to be.
Oh, you don't know he's going to be, but he's there.
For me, I kind of ignored that whole beginning credit thing because I was delighted and surprised when he comes on. It is a perfect role for him. They visit his mansion he plays himself. They visit his mansion in Hollywood. And, some interesting things happen when they're there.
Oh yeah, it was definitely enjoyable. Ironically, me and John were talking about Ghostbusters before the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sort of where things develop. The relationship, starts to develop.
Oh yeah,
between Columbus and Little Rock, or Wichita, I guess it is Emma Stone's character. And so that's nice. I mean, that we have those sort of sentimental moments in the film. I mean, they're always undercut by the more gory ones, I suppose. But this also allows, I mean, for me, in a way, it was kind of Jesse Eisenberg's character's coming of age story, I guess, because he has to stop being such a wuss by the final scene and try to become a hero to save the girl he loves. Nut up or shut up, exactly.
As Woody Harrelson
would say, yeah. And Woody almost gets done in because of his affection for Twinkies. But,
Yes.
but of course, he's the hero.
The inventive ways of killing all the zombies is
Yes.
worth the film itself.
Yes.
It's worth seeing.
Yeah.
I love the banjo.
Yeah.
When he plays the antagonist tune.
Yes.
And then all the zombies come running. I like how he just always antagonizes the zombies to come after him.
Yeah, I paid a little homage in that scene.
Yeah.
It was great.
I thought the toilet lid killing was a pretty good one too.
Yeah.
They used baseball bats, they used, of course, guns, they used gardening tools. The whole gardening business was pretty
Pianos.
gory. Piano, yeah.
Just when he opened the back of his truck, all the things in there.
Yes.
And what was it?
And he uses most of them.
Yeah, Jesse goes, "You're a dangerous man."
Yeah, he was a dangerous man. I mean, and then he was the dude, this guy. I mean, funny seeing Woody Harrelson's a real health food freak,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a vegan, and he probably has never had a Twinkie in his life. Maybe he has, who knows? Maybe that's why he's this. But to see him so voracious over Twinkies was just kind of funny. But it provides a sort of narrative trope, Hitchcock would call it the MacGuffin, that thing that kind of connects one scene to the next throughout the movie. And I thought it was used pretty effectively because they keep finding the wrong kind of Twinkies. Until the end, and then of course, and then the irony of the end where he's shot up everything, and the last Twinkies on Earth, have been sort of destroyed by his own AK. So I think it's a pretty entertaining movie.
It was definitely entertaining. I'd say worth seeing.
Yeah, especially if you're not squeamish. I mean, people who are squeamish. I mean, it's clearly not as violent as the scalping scenes we talked about last week in Inglourious Basterds. But it does have its fair share of disgusting gore, but it's all sort of in a comical,
I
Hollywood.
guess it's not overly gory for a zombie movie,
Yeah.
really. I was not. There were a couple scenes, but overall, it was all off-camera gore.
Yes,
which was surprising.
I mean, there's some on-camera gore. I mean, we do see some, we do see some of the zombies in attack mode and all the rest of that, but it's fairly quickly done. So,
I also loved the slow motion intro.
Yes,
it was awesome. Every single part of it was great.
Yeah, a little nod of the head perhaps to Tarantino there, who knows. But it's a decent film, I think. And I think the actors, especially the two main male characters, really help sort of its substance. And I like the fact that the kid is narrating this movie. I thought that was an effective part of this as well. So, they find unique ways to survive the zombie mayhem. It's pretty clever how they get out of a lot of kind of tight
and enjoy
situations.
the little things.
Enjoy the little things.
Very important.
Yeah.